Yes, I know what you're gonna say. It's here, we've had it. There's a lot to say. I expect our review coming soon. We just needed a little more time. Because yes, OnePlus finally released the 8T, and honestly, it's a breath of fresh air in some things and not in others. We also got some pretty impressive Buds Z and even a limited edition variant of the Nord, but wait till you hear the price of the Zs. And if you're having issues with the Galaxy S20 FE, apparently you're not alone. I'm Jaime Rivera, and we should totally establish a No Tech November so that we could catch up with everything that's going to be left from Techtober. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with deals. I know it's late, it's been a crazy day, but regardless, Prime Day might still have a couple of hours left depending on whatever your time zone is, so you might still be able to take advantage of the last options for deals. The 16-inch MacBook Pro is currently $320 off, leaving the Intel Core i7 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage variant for $2079. If you want the i9 with 1 terabyte of storage, that one is $350 off, which leaves it at $2449. The Apple Watch Series 6 is still $15 off. That leaves the 40mm variant for $385, but then back to laptops, the Razer Blade 15 Advanced is $600 off, which leaves the 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage variant for $2,000 shipped. And guys, this one brings the NVIDIA RTX 2070 Super. Honestly, I'm tired of just mentioning specifications, specifically with everything that's available. Again, there's a full post and a link in the description with even more deals on Sony headphones, Sony phones, TVs, Aukey accessories, LG monitors, particularly one which is one of my favorites when it comes to bang for the buck. You can see everything in the link. Now, of course, this would not be Techtober if we wouldn't be getting continuous announcements of more products that are coming. And of course, we're barely in the middle of the month. We're getting closer to the Huawei Mate 40 line, and the company just put out a new teaser. The teaser shows a silhouette of the phone and shows the corners of the camera module, which is apparently getting a new design. Huawei pretty much introduced the stove camera with the Mate 20, and everybody followed, and this new stove will apparently bring somewhat of a hexagonal design. It still looks pretty similar to the one we saw with the Mate 30, but it's nice to see that they're still trying to switch things up. We should expect this phone on the 22nd, and honestly, if it can deliver like the teaser image we got of the phone, I don't really care how it looks. That said, we all know that it's about more than just the camera and the looks, so we're gonna see how that goes. Now let's talk about existing phones, particularly the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE, which, yes, I do have the phone. Our review's coming soon as well. Again, we're just so swamped lately. Expect our video coming soon. My impressions have been very positive with that phone, better than I expected, but apparently that hasn't been the experience with everybody. The thing is, there are several users having touchscreen issues with it on Reddit, and I mean several. Apparently the phone seems to be having trouble distinguishing between the swipe and tap gestures. Others are complaining and saying that it simply is not responding to touch, or it just responds without you touching the phone. Kind of creepy. Of course, the phone isn't necessarily old. There's not a crazy amount of people having issues with it yet. Again, not having issues with my unit just yet, and I've been testing it quite a bit. That's actually how much I like the phone. But we'll keep you posted, as that's definitely something that Samsung needs to address. Or it could just be that it's because, I mean, we're in Halloween time. I know, bad joke, sorry. So yes, yesterday was Apple's event, and the Pocketnow Daily is mainly to cover everything that gets announced. But you know, Cupertino, there are a ton of things that they don't tell us, and eventually gets discovered, and we've got a ton that they're both good and bad. For starters, we know that they got rid of the earpods and the charging brick on the 12s, but did you know that that's actually not the only lineup that's being affected? Apparently, they're doing it with the current lineup too. That includes the iPhone XR, the SE, the iPhone 11, and obviously the 12. And then for some sort of consolation, they're cutting the price of the earpods in half, meaning you can get them for $10 on the Apple Store. And apparently the 20-watt adapter is now down to $20 from the original $30, so that's a good thing, I guess. Another thing Apple usually doesn't mention is the RAM of their new iPhones. According to a new Xcode file, the iPhone 12 Pro line packs at least 6 gigs of RAM, while the 12 and the 12 mini will stick to 4 gigs of RAM like the 11. But then to end this segment on a pretty negative note, Did you also know that the iPhone 12 is $799 only if you buy it on Verizon and AT&T with some special carrier offers? If you go T-Mobile or SIM unlocked, the price jumps to $829. Like seriously, Apple, that is not cool. That is totally misleading. Why don't you mention these were actually carrier offers? That's perfectly fine. It's just a ton of us depend on SIM-free iPhones. Mainly because carriers have found new ways to unlock their phones, and that's sort of a nightmare for a lot of people, so just so you know. And of course, today was the OnePlus 8T event, and as expected, that was not the only product that got announced. Actually, no, we also got the OnePlus Buds Z, okay. These are their latest true wireless earbuds, which bring 10mm drivers, a Dolby Atmos stereo system, and IP55 rating. OnePlus promises 20 hours of playtime on a single charge, with 3 hours on a 10-minute charge. They bring Bluetooth 5 and the same quick pair feature from the original Buds. They weigh 4.35 grams, bring a dedicated gaming mode, and come in a white colorway. The crazy part is the price. They're only costing $49. Guys, this is not a typo, $49. There's also a special Steve Carrington edition for $60, and they also launched an exclusive Bullets Wireless Z base edition for the Indian market. These will be available on November 2nd on the OnePlus website. Oh, and before we get to the hottest news, the company also announced the limited edition Nord in Gray Ash, so make sure you check it out if you're interested in the Nord. But guys, here's the thing, $50. For $50, that's insane. That's just, it eliminates the reasons why anyone would not jump on true wireless earbuds if they deliver. We'll keep you posted on that part. But finally, the hottest news today have to do, yes, with the OnePlus 8T. It got announced today. You knew it was in the labs. And I have a lot to say about this phone, and it's one of the main reasons why we've taken a little more time to test it. There are a lot of good changes with this device, but at the same time, a couple of controversial moves that listen to this. It brings the same processor from the regular 8 and 8 Pro with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865. Now, depending on your region, it'll either be 8, 128, or in the case of the United States, 12 gigs of RAM, and it brings 256 gigs of onboard storage. It runs Oxygen OS 11, meaning Android 11 out of the box, bringing their new features like Zen Mode 2.0, Group Zen Mode, and the one-handed usability updates that we get. It brings a 4500 mAh battery with no wireless charging, but it now brings a 65-watt warp charge, promising a full top-up in 39 minutes, and it even supports power delivery up to 45 watts if you have a charger that provides it. Now let's move on to the design, which is getting a bit of an overhaul for a OnePlus smartphone. It brings a flat 6.55-inch AMOLED display running at 120 Hz with 402 pixels per inch. The punch hole is still at the top left corner, housing a 16-megapixel selfie shooter. At the back, we have a new stove camera module, which includes an optically stabilized 48-megapixel main sensor, a 16-megapixel ultra-wide, and a forgettable 5-megapixel macro lens, and a 2-megapixel monochrome lens, which is actually only for highlights and shadows. You can't use it to take photos. And then it comes in two color variants, aquamarine green and lunar silver, which I'm actually liking the silver more. But here's the problem. It starts at $749. And that was completely unexpected, particularly at a time when the OnePlus 7T was actually significantly less expensive than any other OnePlus phone that was announced earlier. So I guess that was not what I was expecting. I mean, yeah, pre-orders begin today. You can get the phone on October 23rd, but let us know in the comments, what do you think about the price? Do you think it's worth that amount of money at a time when we've got the Galaxy S20 FE, when it's more expensive than the Pixel 5? Because in my case, there are a lot of things I love about the phone, but we'll discuss the price tag in our review because I have I'm mixed. Let us know what you think in the comments. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram. Follow me on my personal handles to see me, love Techtober. Hoping for a better Tech November. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.